Okay, I wanted to bring a little video of a issue that ended up being a little more complicated than what we originally thought. The customer has this G35 Infinity, and he cleaned the throttle bodies himself. Took the boots off here and sprayed carburetor cleaner. I don't know if he actually took the throttle bodies off. I'm assuming he did. Cleaned them out, put them all back together. And then once he got done, the engine had a high idle, like about 1,500, almost sometimes 2,000 RPMs. And then it started loping, up and down, up and down. And so his daughter's a customer of mine, so she recommended him to bring it over here. And we checked it out, and the first thing we noticed, just doing a cursory exam, was the boot on this side. I'm trying to see if I can see it here. Had a big crack. If you can see that crack right there, I can almost stick my finger through it, and it was sucking air. So we recommend that we replace those boots, and they actually came aftermarket in a pair, so we replaced both sides. Even though I didn't see anything on that side, they're both hard and brittle, and you know, I hate to replace one side and then a month later the other side go out. So we got them on, and then there's a whole procedure that you do to reset the idle. And I reset the idle speed, and it's common on these things that you have to do the procedure 2 or 3 times, maybe even more, before it finally learns it and idles it down. Well, I got it like about the second or third try. It went right down to 650. It was idling like a sewing machine. I'm like, okay, we're good to go. I shut it off, put my cover and all back on, and went to crank it up to move it out of the shop, and boom, it's right back up at 1,500 RPMs. So I've been all over this thing just trying to figure out why. I pulled this off and disconnected the fans, because I did notice that the fans are running all the time when the key's on, which usually that tells me it's in either it's really hot, which it wasn't overheating, or we got an issue with the engine computer. So then I pulled codes, and I noticed, if you can see that, we have a code that's P0603 ECM backup circuit, which that's basically the battery feed going to the computer, that it holds the memory, and it's showing that there's either open or short in that circuit. So we come over here, well, I pull a wiring schematic and see that it's pin 93, which is a pink wire at the computer, and it goes back to a fuse in the fuse box. We went over here to the fuse box, checked all our fuses, and they were all good there. Plus, it also, that same fuse powers up the ignition relay for the ignition side of the computer, and runs the injectors and all that. So I knew we had power at the fuse, because the car wouldn't even run if that fuse was bad. You wouldn't have any power at the injectors. So then we come over here and got a component locator and found my engine computer, and we pulled a pin out of the connectors for the engine, and you'll see it's the bottom left hand corner, pin 93. It's supposed to have battery power. And I come over here, oops, which one is it? It's this one right here. Oh no, it's this one, sorry. Come over here, and we checked on this very bottom pin right here, and there's nothing. So I said, okay. I cut the connected the tie strap, the plastic strap that holds this on, and pull this out, and I'm like, is it trying to see if I'm on the right pin, is it a pink wire? And I'm like, here, yeah, this is it's a pink wire. And then I try to get a little slack, and look what I found. Boom, wire's cut. So now I have to go up here, take this tape off, and see why it's cut there. If there's a connector there and it's just fatigued, or if it's rubbing on a bracket. But basically when you cut the computer off or shut the car off, it didn't have any battery backup for the memory, so it was losing its idle every time you turned it off. So that's why it didn't want to remember the idle. So it's just interesting how it comes in for one thing, and it never did turn the check engine light on, even with that code in there. I just, out of routine, checked for codes because I couldn't get the throttle body to remember the idle speed, so I said I'm going to check codes, and then if there wasn't any codes, I was going to look at my data, because this is dual throttle bodies, and I was going to compare my throttle position sensors from one side to the other to see if they're both the same, or if one's hanging open, or whatever, if I could find something, and that's code led me to this. So just a little bit of digging, a little bit of testing, and it's problem solved. So I hope you enjoy these videos, and we'll catch you on the next one.